In a world where you can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter on every route, and where Pokemon don't faint, they die, only one man is brave enough to take on this challenge. You already know who it is, Strikers. It's your boy, ShadowStrikeX. And let me tell you guys something. After these last few challenges, I'm feeling absolutely unstoppable. If I can handle Fortnite and Among Us, Pokemon's gonna be nothing. I've been playing Pokemon games for a long time, you guys. Since all the way back at Pokemon Black, the best Pokemon game ever made, as I'm sure we can all agree. At first, the very idea of a Pokemon challenge sounded ridiculous. Even the Pokemon games that I like are super easy, real baby stuff. How could you even begin to make Pokemon hard? Well, the more I looked into these Nuzlockes, the more intrigued I was. I always did think the Pokemon games lacked edge. Pokemon dying? Now that's more of a ShadowStrikeX kind of game. Clearly, if the choice was mine, I'd be running Pokemon Black. But you know how the algorithm and the boomers in charge of it are. Gotta feed the Gen 1er beast. But because I have the slightest amount of love for myself, I'll be playing Pokemon Fire Red, the Generation 3 remake. Strap in, Strikers, it's go time. I, of course, am SXX, and this is my rival Noob. For my starter, I will of course be taking the coolest, sickest, most badassest of the three, Charmander, who we now know as Red Death. What, Gramps? You think I've never played Pokemon before? This is ridiculous. Noob Squirtle is no match for Red Death, and we destroy our rival in the first fight. My first encounter is a Pidgey, and Red Death is just too hardcore for him, killing it with a scratch. Whatever, who needs encounters?
A few moments later.
You know what? I changed my mind. Since we unfairly lost that encounter before, I grab a Pidgey named Tornado. In the area in front of Victory Road, I catch Plaguer, the Rattata. Lame, but whatever. Time for the Viridian Forest encounter. Come on, Pikachu! Damn! A Weedle? Another garbage Pokemon. Well, come on, Horny. I'll find a way to make you work. Since Horny is pretty much useless, my plan for this fight is to make him the sacrificial, worm. But after a Rock Tomb dodge and a poison, Horny is turning into the shocking MVP of this fight. But it's looking rough. Part of taking Red Death means I knew the early game would be hard though. It's time to buckle down. Red Death hits a huge critical hit. This is a pop-off worthy moment. Huge plays from Red Death, and Horny was the unexpected GOAT of this fight. Brock's done, 1 badge down, 7 to go. Hey, like and subscribe if you want to see more of my rock hard build. Outside of Mount Moon, I get my next encounter, a Spearow. Welcome, Nightwing. Red Death also evolved into a Charmeleon while we were progressing. So cool. Mount Moon encounter is Zubat. Alucard. Gotta pick a fossil. Post Mount Moon encounter is an Ekans. Medusa. Hey, did you guys know Ekans backwards is Snake? Bet you never heard that before. Misty fight. Medusa leads with a glare to paralyze the Staryu and make things a bit cleaner for Alucard, which takes down Staryu and has done its job. 0-7. Medusa gets another glare and Horny is in position to take down the ever-vicious Starmie. Horny, obliterate! After blasting through the Nugget Bridge trainers, my north of Cerulean encounter is an Oddish, Nightshade. I help Bill out with his weird furry mishap and head south to Vermilion and Lieutenant Surge. After a couple of repeats, I finally find a new encounter, Meowth. Welcome to the party, pussy. I roll through the SS Anne and absolutely throttle Noob in our fight. His Pokemon are so weak. What a scrub. I grab Cut from the captain and head back to land for the Surge fight. Horny remains the MVP of the run. Surge's Mons just can't handle Horny's massive Twinneedles. Despite the fact that a second quick attack would have destroyed Horny, I show off my massive nuts and keep smashing Twinneedle against Surge's Raichu. And it finally goes down. Despite the way RNG usually hates me, Double Team doesn't ruin the run. Even Pussy gets in on this one, finishing the fight. West of Vermilion encounter is a Drowsy, Nightmare. Rock Tunnel encounter is a Geodude, Tremor. Celadon encounter is Growlithe, Vulcan. The Erica fight is finally time for Red Death to shine. She's been on the bench for a while. It's about time. After paralysis, Nightwing comes in and dominates the rest of the helpless grass types with its flying attacks. Fly area encounter, Doduo, Hydra. I roll through Team Rocket at the game corner. I totally don't forget to heal in front of the Giovanni fight. Against his ground types, Nightshade's grass typing is great. Kangaskhan is crazy and forces the Pussy sacrifice, but the rest of the team makes it through. I am killing this Nuzlocke. Nobody can stand against the power of Nightshade, Red Death, and Horny. Lavender Tower encounter, Ghastly, Blue. I've been doing a great job of training my Pokemon, and they're really strong now. I destroy the Team Rockets in the tower, grab the Pokeflute, and blow this lame-o town. Next, it's Sulfco. The Rockets here are no problem as usual, but the rival's finally getting challenging again, even though he still can't handle Nightshade's power. I did have to tactically sacrifice Nightmare though, and immediately replace it with what's gonna become the centerpiece of this team, Moonfall, the Lapras. Yeah, this team's starting to get good. It's time for the run back with Giovanni, and Moonfall gets in on the action right away. Crushed by Moonfall and Red Death, Giovanni crumbles before me. While I'm here in Saffron, it's time to take on Sabrina. Psychic types are crazy OP in this game, and here I'm leading a poison type? Yeah, my genius is lost on most people. I'm used to it. Medusa baits status moves from Sabrina's team and launches a bunch of powerful bites into her psychic types. I do end up having to sacrifice Nightshade for positioning. You did surprisingly well, you stupid little flower. Vulcan and Moonfall have no problems finishing the job after the sacrifice. I'm feeling completely unstoppable right now. 5 badges down and I haven't even broken a sweat. Snorlax encounters South, God of Agony. After grabbing the absolute unit that is Snorlax, I make my way to Koga. I've been training the shit out of Red Death, and there's nothing on Koga's team that can handle her now. Burn them all down! I do have to say goodbye to a couple of fallen soldiers in this fight. Viciously poisoned Vulcan, as well as Nightwing. But they'll be replaced quickly because it's off to the Safari Zone. Here, I grab a Nidorino, Tyrant. Soon, he's joined by Head Taker of the Raticate. I've always got this Master Ball burning a hole in my pocket. So, I detour to the power plant and grab Zapdos, Ragnarok. Between Ragnarok, Red Death, and Moonfall, I feel untouchable, invincible, omnipotent, infrangible. With that, 6 badges are done, and it's time for the home stretch. Blaine is next, and it's finally Tremor's time to shine, taking down the Growlithe before falling to the Arcanine in yet another extremely tactical sacrifice. Moonfall comes in and sets up Rain and one-shots with Surf. Not gonna risk it against the Rapidash. I have burned down to nothing. Not even ashes remain. God damn, Blaine is hard. For the last badge, it's Giovanni. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? His ground types entirely fold to Moonfall. All 8 badges have been acquired. Never a doubt with ShadowStrikeX's skills. On to Victory Road. One last fight with a rival before we reach the Elite Four. I had to keep Ragnarok on the bench against Giovanni's ground types. But now, it's time to unleash the power of my legendary bird. Ragnarok, obliterate! Okay, I gotta switch him out and sacrifice Head Taker before taking out the rival's last Mon. But who cares? Pokemon live, Pokemon die. They are simply tools to accomplish tasks. I grab a Golbat, Demon, on Victory Road, and it's time to expose the Elite Four for the scrubs that they are. Up first is Lauralee. She always was my favorite in the anime. I hate to have to do this. Ragnarok, obliterate! Goddamn, my Thunder luck is so insanely good. I just have the gift. Aren't you impressed, Lauralee? Eventually, I have to pivot, but my team's too strong for her. Red Death, Medusa, and Gloom finish the fight. Bruno's next. What a badass. I just can't spam with Ragnarok here because of all his rock ground types, but Medusa blasts through them with earthquakes. Remember what I said, Gloom? You are nothing but a tool to be sacrificed. Get out of here! Now that Ragnarok can come out against the fighting types, it's all over. Ragnarok, obliterate! Try my best to make Medusa and Tyrant useful in this fight against Agatha, but they simply have nothing. Bite is so weak and Tyrant doesn't even have a ground move? Worthless. Ugh. Didn't even want you losers on my team anyway. Now my back is against the door. Is it really possible? Could I really have worked this hard, gone this far, just to throw it away this close to the end? Unthinkable. Impossible. Did you forget? I'm ShadowStrikeX! Red Death and Ragnarok, go show this old woman who's boss. Lance. Lance is such a goddamn cheater. Not one, not two, but 3 Dragonites? Bro, we get it. You're carried. Ragnarok comes in insanely clutch, hitting the thunder on Lance's Girardez to start the battle. What, you were worried? I never had a doubt. Somehow, it misses the Aerodactyl, but no problem. Moonfall has been sitting on this bench for 3 fights now. But for this fight, he's the secret weapon. Lance, you fool! Did you not consider your ice weakness? Moonfall, obliterate! Rival, final fight. One final challenge. One last fight stands before me and everything I've been working towards. The only thing between ShadowStrikeX and total victory is... what? Some noob? You're going down! Noob must have hacked to get such a good team. There's no other explanation. There's a fire, water, grass core, a ground type in Rhydon, a strong priority user in Arcanine, and just high-level powerful Pokemon all over the place. I lead Ragnarok. He leads Pidgeot. Get countered, noob. Now prepare to watch some of the most expert pivoting you'll ever see. Moonfall comes in and blasts through Rhydon. Red Death comes in and eviscerates Exegutter. Get read like a book, noob. It's looking like smooth sailing from here. But what's this? Ragnarok is out of Thunder PP against Blastoise? I'm going to have to game out of my mind to save this run. This item using Cheater manages to take out Ragnarok with Alakazam, but Moonfall avenges his death. Only one last Mon remains. Moonfall and Red Death versus Noob's Arcanine. Once again, relying on cheap tricks, the Arcanine takes down Moonfall with extreme speed. This is it. Red Death, this is what you've been training your entire life for. Do not let me down! God gaming from the one and only ShadowStrikeX! What a run! That Nuzlocke, one of the hardest challenges in gaming, and not only did I kill it, I beat it on my very first try! After this, I don't think there can be any doubt that I'm the best Nuzlocker in the world. No, the best gamer in the world. This is ShadowStrikeX, signing off!